most fans, when I say that, we're happy to know that you guys bring an intensity to the job that a fan can be proud of. Can I ask for any specific offense or defense strategy or philosophy that you bring with you generally, or do you look at your personnel and adjust accordingly?
I think that's the best part about my background is as a high school coach. Over the course of 9 years as a head coach, I had so many different types of teams. You couldn't control your personnel at the high school level, so you had to be adaptable. Most of my experience as a coach has been as a head coach. I wasn't a top assistant at a major program, where I learned only one system and one way to play. I think it's an evaluation of the talent and figure out the style that's going to allow you to be successful. And I think as a defensive coach, obviously our roots and our backgrounds and the family that I grew up in, learning the sport from, man defense is something that will be our calling card, especially as we move forward and grow the program and get more depth and more athletic talent.
Coach, there are a lot of people in any industry that say, well, kids today, though, they're different. You have to treat them different. They don't have the same work ethic but your family subscribes to the theory that either do it the right way, the old school way, if you don't mind me putting it that way, or you can't be part of the program. And that works for you. Speak to that a little, please.
I think that I'm able to develop a relationship and a connection off the court in the personal lives of my players, which allows for me to be able to drive them and push them maybe beyond what they think they're capable of, on that practice floor. And if kids know you care about them, they'll respond to you. If they believe that what they're doing is going to make them better, they'll even respond more. And I think we have a good plan. Our approach to practice is a little bit different to our game approach in terms of coaching style. And it's something that it's taken me a while to construct and develop.
Hey, everybody's concerned about the number of players that we had left. Some guys are sticking with the team. Obviously, you went through a lot of delicate situations with Billy and things like that. But now you're pretty set. But how about, and I know you can't say everything, but how about the Virginia Episcopal School kid, the Nigerian? Is there any chance he'll be eligible? Would he need a waiver?
He's going through that process right now. He's a young man that, is talented physically. He's a real, he brings a lot of qualities that are really needed in the program. A strong physical presence to kind of complement the athleticism and length of the Jordan Hare. And, right now, going through that process with the clearinghouse, and he's a kid that's a high character kid who's excelled in the classroom everywhere he's been, and we're real hopeful about his outcome.
Hey, Coach, this is a unique situation because I think it's safe to say that the fan base this year is not concerned really about wins. They're more excited about style of coaching, recruiting, the intensity, again, that you guys bring to the program. They want to see the team be competitive. They want to see a focus. But what pressure do you put on yourself and your staff for this coming season right now?
I think that every time you step on the court, you want to be proud of what you're presenting. And it's no difference whether I'm in year 5 at St. Benedict's, year 2 at Wagner, or year 1 at University of Rhode Island. I put enormous pressure on myself to do a great job and for our fan base to see the foundation being laid this year, that's significant. We understand the responsibility that we have here, both with the program, representing the state of Rhode Island, the university, proud program, and we have 3 seniors that we want to have those guys experience, a fun year, a successful year, a year that they can look back upon and be proud of their efforts, be proud of the way they work, and be proud of the relationships that they develop with this new staff and new teammates.
Tell me a bit about your staff. We know how hands-on you are. Every time someone sees a video, they say, Coach Hurley's right in the players' faces. Like, he does it himself. He doesn't just stay on the sides. Well, we know you're hands-on that way. How much do you delegate, and who do you delegate what responsibilities to?
First of all, I have an excellent staff. And, that's been the one common denominator for me in my career as a head coach is smart enough to surround myself with people that are extremely talented and hardworking and have the heart to do this job. And, to have my brother on staff with me here and, his credibility and his coaching ability and his work ethic, and a tough business. The world of college basketball it's a tough industry. It's one of the most competitive industries in the country. And to have a guy that you can trust and believe in, right next to you, it's a great thing. And, his impact on developing guards is significant. And I think you'll see that, this year, hopefully with Mike Powell and TJ Buchanan continuing to develop, as well as Xavier Munford. And, Jimmy Carr is a guy that worked with me at Rutgers years ago when I first got involved in college basketball. I just love his experience. With every component of the program, he has the roadmap and the expertise to just get you thinking about things that maybe you wouldn't even know to think about. And he's a steady hand, an older guy that's experienced and balances out maybe the energy and emotion that maybe myself brings into into the environment. And then Preston Murphy. A guy that I was very impressed with when I first got here. Get a chance to spend a couple of days with him. His ability to recruit, his ability to coach, and the fact that that he was here when times are great in the program, and we obviously want to get back to those days. And then they have Kevin Tyrone and Ben Wood being administrative roles for us. I'm not sure how long we'll be able to hold on to them because they're incredibly talented young guys that are fast risers in the business. But we're certainly happy to have them starting out this, the transitioning to where we're going to take this thing.
All right, Coach. Look, you brought it up, so I got to follow up on it. There are a lot of people here who figure that you're one of those people, obviously a fast riser in the industry. It's kind of like any guy who gets the pretty girl. Right after he gets her, then he starts thinking, how long can I hold on to her? Now, we understand market size and that sort of thing. We understand that there are cities that can get better recruits, but we also understand what it's like to dig in like your dad did all those years. I know you can't predict, but can you give us a reasonable expectation you might be here a few years?
Yeah, listen, we would never, me and my wife and, my boys, we didn't believe this was a really long-term opportunity for us. We wouldn't have made the move. We had an incredible team coming back at Wagner, even better than our 25-win team from last year. And, because of the success that we were having there and my pedigree and the family lineage, there were always going to be opportunities for me to move on and get into a bigger conference. But I saw the place and meeting Thor Bjorn and Dr. Dooley and the administration here and seeing the Ryan Center and the vibrant campus. I just wanted to get to a place where I felt like after we had a chance for a couple of years to build it, we could compete with anyone in the country. And I believe we can do that here. It's what I was searching for, and I was looking for, this type of situation when I was leaving Wagner. And I'm not a mover. I love the area. It reminds me a lot of where we lived in New Jersey, in the central part of the state, for the last 10 years, and excited to call home.
You touched on something very important to Rhode Island fans that you don't feel, and I worked in TV news. I would like to find a program that was capable of getting to the top when I was running newsrooms, but wasn't there at the time. I mean, this is exactly where you are in Rhode Island. You know it has the history. You know it has the capability. So nothing bothers fans more than to talk to people who say, well, you're only a mid-level team. I mean, it's the smallest state in the country. There's a ceiling for this program. You just should try to be respectable. You clearly don't buy into the ceiling concept.
We were told at Wagner it'd take 4 or 5 years to get to the top of the conference to become a factor. And within 18 months, we were a 25-win program with an RPI of 40 going into our conference play, winning non-conference, winning 9 games out of conference, leading the country in road wins in year 2. And those are all things that were based on our ability to identify and recruit the type of player that was going to work and compete and had talent and skill, and obviously character, and do the right things on and off the court. Put together a coaching staff that would coach at a high level and develop players, and then go to a college or university. Wagner's commitment, with its boosters and alumni, they understood the type of things that we needed to succeed, and they allowed us to do it, and we delivered, beyond what many people thought was capable. And we're coming to Rhode Island with the same approach. We've approached it that way in recruiting. We feel like we continue to grow this thing and build it, that we can become very, very competitive very, very quickly as long as we stay moving forward with the plan that we came in with. We got smart people here running this program, and we've got a great plan.
I only take one more minute of your time, but I really respect that you're not dodging questions. So let me ask you, what's the biggest draw to get recruits here and the biggest obstacle to get recruits here?
I think it's player development. I think it's reflecting also on, the fact that this program once had a national reputation, under Coach Skinner and Coach Harrick. It was done here at a very high level, produced NBA players, deep tournament runs. You've got a great, facility in the Ryan Center, which is great. And I got a genuine, staff of coaches that when parents, bring their young men on campus, they believe in our ability to get their son to his potential. As far as the negatives, I think it's just understanding that having a great arena, it's just one part of the facility piece. Having the weight room, having the locker room, having offices that are comparable to, people in our conference. We don't have to have the best offices or the best weight room or the best locker room, but we also can't be at the bottom end. If we can work our way into the middle end in a lot of those areas, it'll all take care of itself.
Coach, what's the connection with Jersey and Rhode Island? I mean, when I went to URI, we saw Jersey plates on every third student, it seemed, and now here it is years later. There's such a strong connection. Do you have a feel for what that is? And you're experiencing both.
You know what? I just think that the areas are similar. I feel like, from a personality standpoint, people are very, very similar. It's not a very difficult commute. You feel like you're kind of, away from Jersey, but you're close enough to get back. I just think it's a real comfortable place, for people from New Jersey, whether it's college students or somebody that's transitioning to, living here for the first time in his life with his family. It's an easy, it's a lot like where I'm from.
All right. Other than winning, Coach, what gives you that satisfaction, that rush about coaching? Maybe seeing a player develop or something like that. What other than winning still drives you to do this?
Player development, first and foremost. And, it's the thrill of seeing a guy come to you one way, making them better, making them well-rounded, getting them focusing on the things that are going to lead to real success in their professional lives, personal lives. That's the thing that drives you. If your heart's not there, then the program that you're running is going to be a house of cards.
Last question. You mentioned heart. Whose voice do you hear in your heart and in your head when times are tough, Coach, and when you're losing a game you think you should have won? It's the last couple of seconds of the game. You need to inspire your players, but inspire yourself. People don't realize people who are leading have to be inspired as well. Whose voice is in your head?
I think for me it's about looking at our players, and wanting them to have moments, and I was fortunate enough to have moments as a player, Big East championships and NCAA tournament appearances, Sweet 16s, and as a player at St. Anthony for my dad, state championships, and, national high school event championships. And those are moments that you never forget. You just feel an obligation as a coach when you recruit kids into your program, and you look at them on the floor on game night. You want them to enjoy those moments, because at the end of the day, the ball's going to stop bouncing for every player. And you want to have those memories of those nights together where you accomplish special things, and the way it's going to be a thrill for the kids that are under your tutelage for the rest of their lives.
And Coach, what was the last year that you could beat Bobby one-on-one? Like, how old was he? the last time?
It might have been like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that I ever won a game against Bob. Bob's the ultimate competitor. Bob would probably throw me a win now, just because he knows the season's coming up and he knows I'm on edge. And, but Bob was a great role model for me growing up. His work ethic, his drive to succeed has had a huge impact on the way I approach coaching. I wish it had more of an impact on my approach as a player, but it certainly has had a profound impact on me now.
Well, Coach, I spent a lifetime having to be objective. In this role, I don't have to be. I'm a major fan. We rooted for you to come to the school. We're very, very happy to have you, and I hope we talk many times in the future, sir.
You got it. It's my pleasure, man, and go Rhodey.